Hello champion, I'm Teacher Adam. We are going to solve Igcse May-June extended paper variant 4.2. So I'm going to show you all the guidelines from each question as we continue on. Welcome. Question number 1 says a quadrilateral has these properties. The diagonals are the only lines of symmetry. It has rotational symmetry of order 2. Write down the mathematical name of this quadrilateral. So in this topic comes from the unit of properties of 3D shapes. So we're talking about properties of 3D shapes. Properties of 3D shapes, and then say the diagonals are the only lines of symmetry. Lines of symmetry, that means when you swap the shape, it can easily fit. You can have two copies of the same kind and then they easily fit each other, and then it has rotational symmetry of order 2. Write down the mathematical name of this quadrilateral. Obviously, if you go through the properties of the 3D shapes that we have, you obviously talk about rhombus. Rhombus because is a stretched square whereby it has two parallel sides. It has two parallel sides. I'm sorry for my writing. Two pairs of parallel sides, and it has diagonals that bisect each other at 90 degrees, and the diagonals are the only lines of symmetry. They can fit. So that's it, rhombus. Question number 2. The diagram shows the net of a solid. Write down the mathematical name of this solid. This exam is easy. Still, we are in nets and shapes. So if you are preparing for Igcse exam, review all 2D shapes. You need to know all the 2D shapes, and then you need to know all the 3D shapes, and then review their properties, and then you can review about polygons, and then you can review about all the types of polygons we have, and even finding their interior angles and their exterior angles, the rules. Some of interior angles, you need to know them by fingertip. And then you can as well also need to know how to draw the nets, drawing the nets of the 3D shapes. Very important. So the diagram shows the net of a solid. Write down the mathematical name of this solid. So it has a similar face. This one is equal to that one. And then we see they are rectangular. We say this is triangular. We know that this is a prism. Triangular prism. Correct. Very important. Question number 3. It says mass of box A to mass of box B is equal to 4 to 7. The mass of box B is 2.4 kilogram more than the mass of box A. Calculate the mass of box A and the mass of box B. So this comes from the topics of ratios. So, and normally this is the unit of shares, percentage ratio and fraction. So fraction, percentage, and dealing how you're going to share quantities. So the mass of box A, we've been told the mass of box B is 2.4 kilogram. 2.4 kilogram more than the mass of box A. So we automatically understand that, okay, we're given mass of box A to mass of box B is equal to 4 to 7. Find the total ratio. What's the total ratio? That's the first thing. To get the total ratio, you just say 4 plus 7, you get 11. Then the fraction of each. What's the fraction of A? Fraction of A will be 4 out of the total, 4 out of 11. What's the fraction of B? It will be 7 out of 11. That's the first approach. And then the mass of box B is 2.4 kilogram more than the mass of... So what is more than? You can see the difference between B and... Okay, there is one part. You can as well just take... okay, if you are given total, that option of dividing is there. But if you're not given, so here you need to show more than. So more than, when they use the examiner's trick, the examiner's trick is more than. So more than is where the Igcse examiner has tested you. So you say more than is the difference. So 7 over 11 minus 4 out of 11, you get 3 out of 11. So this 3 out of 11 is equivalent to 2.4 kilograms. So 3 out of 11 is the same as 2.4 kilogram. Then say, calculate the mass of box A and the mass of box B. Obviously, that's easy. So after getting this, what should come to our mind is they need the max of box A. Box A is 4 out of 11. Find what is 4 out of 11. Out of that, just say 4 out of 11 times 2.4 kilogram. Divide by, when you divide by, you flip by multiplying 11 out of 3. So 11 divided by 11 there, 3 here, 0.8. 4 times 0.8, what do you get? 3.2 as mass of box A. Then the same thing, you go to box B. The same 3 out of 11 is equivalent to 2.4. What about 7 out of 11? The same thing you do. Just say 7 out of 11 times 2.4, then divide by 3 over 11. So when you're dividing fraction, you can multiply and flip. The denominator becomes the numerator and the numerator becomes the denominator. Then divide. 11 divided by 11 is 1. 3 here, 1. There is 0.8. 0.8 times 7 is 5.6. And then box B is 5.6 kilogram. You get your answer like that. So percentage ratio and proportion. That's it. Question number 4. It comes from, again, properties of quadrilaterals. We can say this is quadrilaterals. We're talking about quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals. Here we're talking about quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals, and now they say we are supposed to find the area. So, and normally it's also within the mensuration. It's all within the unit of mensuration. So ABCD is a trapezium. Work out the formula for trapezium. A is a half into A plus B times perpendicular height, where A and B, they are the distance, the longer one and the shorter one. We have this one, we can call it as A, that one as B. A is 12, B is 10, and then we have the height as 8 centimeters. So we say a half into A as 12, B is 10, and then the height is 8 centimeters. Correct. So a half into 22 times 8. What is that? It's 11. 11 times 8, it's 88 square centimeter. Correct. You get your answer as 88 square centimeter. You get your full marks by showing each step. Question number 5. Scott changes $300 into pounds. The exchange rate is 1 pound is equivalent to $1.20. Calculate the amount Scott receives. Wow, that's easy. Exchange. This is called money exchange. Wow, money and investment. Money exchange. Exchange of currency. Correct. So what do you say? 1 pound is equivalent to $1. So what about $300? So it's just a $300 divided by what do you get in our calculator? You basically get 250 pounds. That's it. As simple as it is. Next question. A solid wooden cone has base radius 4 centimeter and height 12 centimeter. The density of the wood is 0.74 grams per cubic centimeter. Calculate the mass of the cone. So we know a cone is always like this. This comes from the unit of mensuration again, and you're talking about density. So the unit is mensuration. And you're talking about density. So a cone normally has a height which is 12 centimeter. We've been given perpendicular height, and then we have it says it has a radius of 4 centimeter. Radius of 4 centimeter up to there. Yeah, so 4 centimeter and height 12 centimeter. Now we say calculate the mass of the cone. It's very simple. You say volume. The volume is a third base area times the perpendicular height. So the base area is the area of a circle, pi r squared times height. So a third times pi times radius, which is 4 square centimeter, times the perpendicular height, which is 12. So that means 16 times times 4, that means it's 64 pi cubic centimeter. That's the volume. After finding the volume, we go now, we say density, we know density is equal to mass divided by volume. Now we need to find, if they say calculate the mass, to calculate the mass, we know the formula. Mass is equal to density times volume. The density we have is 0.74 grams per cubic centimeter times the volume, which is 64 pi cubic centimeter. That's it. So cubic centimeter, then 0.74 times 64. 0.74 times 64. What do you get? You get 148.7858. Write it into 3 significant figure. You get your answer as 148.8 for significant figure. Grams. Remember, it's the mass in grams. Question number 7. Very easy. Subject of a formula. They say rearrange. It comes from the unit of algebra. Subunit. Subject of formula. Making something a subject, you need to revise. It's one of the highly tested concept in your final IGCSE exam. You won't miss this. So make M the subject. Y is equal to mx plus c. Make M the subject. So it means minus c minus c. So it's y minus c is equal to mx. We need to make M the subject. Divide by x. Divide by x. So M is equal to y minus c over x. So M is equal to y minus c over x. And you get your marks. Your full 2 marks. As simple as it is. Question number 8. Calculate. Very simple. Now this is numbers. You don't need to do a lot. This is numbers. Very simple. You use your calculator. 2.1. What is 2.1? This is a calculator paper. 2.1 squared. You show your understanding. It's 4.41. 4.41 minus 1.9 over 0.5. Then solve whatever is in the numerator. Start whatever is in the numerator, the top. 4.41 minus 1.9. 4.41 minus 1.9. What do you get in the numerator? Say minus 1.9. You will get 2.51. Divide by 0.5. If you do that, 2.51 divided by 0.5, you just write what you get, 5.02. And that's the answer. As simple as it is. It's a 1 mark question. Question number 9. Question number 9. It says, solve the simultaneous equation. You must show all you are working. Wow, simultaneous equation. The same thing. It comes from algebra. The unit of algebra. And this is called algebraic equations. So you're solving algebraic equations and it's simultaneous. Highly tested in IGCSE final exam. So what do? We are not limited. We can use either of the formulas, either substitution, graphical if you have time, or elimination. I'll choose to use elimination method. So what I'll do, I will say I'll change the variables. I will eliminate W. I will eliminate W, so I'll multiply by 3 and 2. Swap the variable. This one goes there, and this one comes here. 3 times W, 3 times 2W, you get 3 times 2, 3 times this, and 3 times that. So 3 times 2W, you get 6W. 3 minus 3, 3 times 3 y, you get minus 9y is equal to 33. And then 2 times 3w, you get 6w plus 2 times y, you get 2y is equal to 22. Then you take away 6w minus 6w, you get 0. Negative 9y minus plus 2y, negative 9 minus plus 2y, you get minus 11 is equal to 11. So divide by negative 11, divide by negative 11, because this is y. You get y is equal to negative 1. So y is negative 1. So after getting y is negative 1, use one of the algebraic equation there. You say 2w minus 3y is equal to 11. And then 2w minus 3, y is negative 1. Replace where you have y with negative 1 is equal to 11. So you get 2w, plus 3 is equal to 11. And then you say 2w is 11 minus 3. 2w is equal to 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2. W is 4. That's it. And then w is 4, y is negative 1. You get your answer correctly and score marks by showing all the steps. Question number 10. A group of 12 adults and 9 children travel on a bus. So this comes from the money expenditure, the unit of money, money expenditure. This comes from the unit of money expenditure and spending money. So 12 adults and 9 children travel on a bus. The cost of an adult ticket is N, and the cost of children ticket is N minus $10. The total cost of the ticket is that. So you just multiply 12 times the price. So 12 times N is 12N plus 9 times the price of each, it's N minus 10, is equal to the money there, which is $277 and $50. So when you do that, you say 12N plus 9N minus 90 is equal to 277 and what do you get in that case? So 12N plus 9N, you get 21N minus 90 is equal to 277 and $50. And then you say 21N plus 90, so you get 277 and 50 plus 90. What do you get? You get $367. Then divide by 21, divide by 21. So N is 367 divided by 21. What do you get? You get $17.5. So you have N as $17.5. Find the cost of one adult ticket. The cost of one adult ticket is $17.5. Correct. This is what you do, and you score your marks. Question number 11. In a sale, the original price of a shirt is reduced by 15%. The sale price of the shirt is $23.63. Find the original price of it. It's still money and investment, and it is on sales. We're still talking about the topic of money and investment. We say money and investment. Here we're talking about sales, revenue. So this is majorly we're talking about revenue, how you can earn money by selling a shirt. So in a sale, the original price is always at 100%. That's you need to know. And then it's reduced by 15. The sale price of the shirt is. So we know the sale price is 23.6. Therefore, the sale price, if it's reduced, original price is always at 100%. Original price is always at 100%. The sale price of the shirt is $23.63. That means it's 100 minus 15, the discount. What do you get? You get 85. So 85% is equivalent to the price of $23.63. What about the original price, which is 100? So find the original price. That's what they're looking for. So you just say 100 times 23.3 over 85. You get your actual answer. That's what you do. If you do that, 100 times 23.63 divided by 85, you get $27.80. Correct. Question number 12. The length of a rectangle is 16 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter. The width of the rectangle is 14 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter. Calculate the lower bound of the perimeter of the rectangle. Still, you're talking about number system. This is number number system, and here we're talking about the upper bound and the lower bound. We're talking about the upper bound and the lower bound. Perfect. Upper bound and the lower bound. So the length of a rectangle is 16 centimeters. So if you're having the length of a rectangle, if you're having the length of a rectangle, you say the length of a rectangle is 16 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter, and the width of the rectangle is 14 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter. Calculate the lower bound of the perimeter of the rectangle. So therefore, to get the lower bound, first of all, we need to find the limit. We need to find the limits. So limits of to the nearest centimeter, it means it's 1. 1 divided by 2, you get 0.5. Therefore, we need to get the length and the width on their category. So in that case, we'll need to, for us to get the lower bound perimeter, that means we need to get the lower bound length and the lower bound width. Lower bound length is 16 minus the limit, which is 0.5. You'll end up getting 15.5 centimeter, and the lower bound width is 14 minus 0.5, which you end up getting 13.5 centimeter. Therefore, we know the perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus width. So say 2 into length, which is 15.5 plus 13.5. What do you get with? So we end up getting 15.5, we get 29. So 2 times 29, it's 58 centimeter. So we get 58 centimeter. Correct. Question number 13. We're talking about similarity. Triangle ABC and triangle PQR are mathematically similar. Calculate the length of PR. So because we say similar, angle ABC is equal to angle PQR. Therefore, AB over PQ should be equal to AC over PR. That's it. See, you have to compare sides. So we say AB divided by PQ should be equal to AC, the largest triangle, divided by the corresponding side. So it's just taking corresponding side because the angles are corresponding. So AB, what's AB? AB is 9 centimeter over 6 should be equal to 12 over PR. Then cross multiply. PR times 9, so you get 9 PR is equal to 6 times 12. So divide by 9 to get the PR. Therefore, 6 times 12 is 72. Divide by 9 is 8. So PR is 8 centimeter. You get the answer like that. Triangle ABC and triangle PQR are cross sections of 2 prisms. These prisms are mathematically similar. The volume of the smaller prism is 1,120 cubic centimeter. Calculate the volume of the larger prism. Dear candidate, this is very easy. So what you basically need to know, the only way you say length can be compared with length, and volume, if you want to compare volume and length, that means you have to take length cubed should be equal to volume. And if you want to say volume, it means square root of volume should be equal to length. No, cube root of volume. You will say cube root of volume is equal to length. So there's no way you can say volume is equal to length, because if you multiply 3 lengths together, you get a cube. So you say length times length times length. You say length cubed is equal to the volume. Correct. So in B, what you basically do, you say 9 over the side of the smaller triangle, which is 6, will be equal to the volume of the larger triangle over the volume of the smaller triangle. We compare side, but remember, for the length to be equal, you have to cube it. Cube the length. So if you cube that, that means we have 9 over 6. So you can just say 9 divided by 6. What do you get? You get 3 over 2. So you have 3 over 2 cubed is equal to volume over 1,120. After that, so we can cube our answer. We'll cube this answer. We'll cube it and you'll get 27 over 8 is equal to volume over 1,120. So when you cross multiply, you get the volume of the larger prism will be equal to, cross multiply, 27 over 8 times 1120. What do you get? Times 1120, you will get 3780. 3780. Yeah, 3780 cubic centimeter. Correct. Write it properly. Question number 14. Still on algebra. Wow. This is on algebra. Branch of factorization. So what you basically need to do here, we have 5x and minus 10 and minus ax plus 2a. So what you basically need to do, you have to introduce bracket. Factorization means introducing of bracket. So we introduce bracket. We have 5x minus 10 minus ax plus 2a. So a and we have x. So what's common between these two? 5. So we say we introduce bracket there and say 5 is common in both. It becomes x minus 2. Then minus, what is common here? Here it's a. A is common, negative. So you have ax divided by a is x, and then 2a divided by negative a is minus 2. Correct. Then collect like terms. Say 5 minus a, and then into bracket choose one between the two. Say x minus 2. So our answer is 5 minus a, and then x minus 2. You get correctly. So 5 minus a and x minus 2. You get your answers. Very good. Question 15. The interior angle of a regular polygon is 172 degrees. Find the number of sides of this polygon. This is very good. So the same in the unit of geometry. This is geometry. This comes from the unit of geometry. And you're talking about polygons, properties of polygons. You can see the question has been repeated. So find the number of sides of this polygon. It's very easy. The interior, they say the interior angle of a regular polygon is 172. So it's easy. You know, to find an interior angle is you take the sum of the total, which is always n minus 2 times 180 divided by the number of sides. You get one size of an interior. This is the same as one interior angle. So it's very simple. You can say now 172 degrees is equal to n minus 2 times 180 over n. Great. So cross multiply in that case. 172 times n, you get 172n. So you say 172n is equal to 180 times n, you get 180n. 180 times 2, you get 360. Then collect n. You can collect the like terms. Negative 360 will go the other side. It becomes positive. 172 goes this other side. So you have now 360 is equal to 180n minus 172n. That becomes, you have 8n and 360. Divide by 8, divide by 8. So what is n? So we say n is equal to the same thing, 360 divide by 8, you get 45. So you have 45 as the number of side. Another approach that you can approach this question. This question can be approached in this way. We know that in polygons, between interior angle and exterior angle, there's always interior and exterior angle in polygon, they are always in a straight line. So for example, if this is my polygon, and this is 172, I still have this straight line. So what is remaining for it to be 180 degrees is 8 degrees. So my exterior angle is 8. My exterior angle is 8. My interior angle is 172. So the formula for calculating one interior angle is always, you say 360 divided by the n should be equal to an exterior angle, which is 8. So 360 divided by the number of sides, you should be able to get the the exterior angle. And then you just cross multiply. You say 360 is equal to 8n, divide by 8, divide by 8, and then you say n is equal to 45. As simple as it is. I've shown you two approaches. So you can use one for interior angle or use for the exterior angle. Correct, and score 2 marks. Question number 16. On any day, the probability that the weather will be sunny is 0.7. Find the probability that on any day, the weather will not be sunny. Probability and statistics won't miss. Probability and statistics. As a candidate, you should be aware of that. So on any day, the probability that the weather will be sunny is 0.7. Find the probability that on any day, the weather will not be sunny. So probability not sunny will be 1 minus the probability of it being sunny. Probability of an event happening plus the probability of an event not happening will be equal to 1. So 1 minus the probability of the event happening will be the same as the probability of that event not happening. So 1 minus 0.7, you end up getting 0.3. That's the answer. Correct. When the weather is sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.9. When the weather is not sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.2. Find the probability that on any day Rohit goes for a walk. When the weather is sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.9. So basically what we need to know that what's the probability when it's sunny. When the weather is sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.9. So we know, so if the weather is sunny and we say probability of it being sunny is 0.7. Probability of it not being sunny we have is 0.3. So when the weather, so find the probability that on any day Rohit goes for a walk. When the weather is sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.9. So probability that he goes for a walk is 0.9 when the weather is sunny. And the probability that Rohit will go for a walk when the weather is not sunny is 0.2. Now, find, it says now, in this case, we say probability of Rohit going when it's sunny or probability of Rohit going for a walk when it's not sunny. So when it's all, they are independent event. So what do you do in that case? You will take 0.7 times 0.9 plus, because it's all, so plus 0.2 times the probability of it not being sunny. Correct. So when it's 0.7 times 0.9, you will get 0.63 plus 0.06. When you add the two, you get 0.69. Correct. That's what you get. Question 17, it says, Alex invests $400. Alex invests $400 at a rate of 2.3% per year, simple interest. Find the total amount Alex has at the end of 5 years. Simple interest. That's very simple. So we say simple interest is equal to PRT over 100. And this is called, it's the topic's money. Simple interest. Simple interest. So this is called, as the topic suggests, it's money. Simple interest. So principal times rate times time over 100. So the principal is 400 times the rate is 2.3% times the time is 5 years out of 100. 0, 0. Cancel. Then 4 times 2.3, you get $46. Amount is always principal plus interest. The amount was 400 plus 46. You end up getting 446. That's it. $446. Correct. B. Virat has $100 to spend. In February, he spent X dollars. In March, he spends 10% more than he spends in February. In April, he spends 10% more than he spends in March. At the end of April, Virat has 33.8 remaining. Find the value of x. The same thing. So here, you're talking about expenditure. We are in the second unit. So basically what happens, the first one, if you assume the first one was x, and because it's in 3 installments, the first one it will be 1 because it's just 1. Then another one will be an increase by 10. An increase by 10, it will be 1.1 because 100% plus 10, you get 110. Then another year, it will be an increase of 10 again. So it will be 120. That means it's 1.2. 1.21. Yeah, because now remember it was 110 and then plus 10. Now you understand. So it will be, remember it's it is, in March he spends 10 more than he spends in February. And then in April he spends 10 more than he spends in March. So it means a 10% increase of 1.1. You get 1.21. And then if you do this plus the remaining, that $3.8 should be equivalent to the $100. Wow, that's what you do. So if you open by bracket, it will be x plus 1.1x plus 1.21x plus the $3.8 will be equal to $100. Will be equal to $100. So when you add this 1.1 plus 1.21 plus 1, what do you get? You will get 3.31x plus that 3.80 is equal to 100. And then you take this, the other side, you have 3.31x is equal to 100 minus that 3.80. What do you get? 100 minus, you get, so say 3.31x is equal to 6.2. So divide by 3.31, what do you get? So x is equal to, you get equal to 20. So x is equivalent to 20. Correct. C. Bobby invests $500 in an account that pays compound interest each year. At the end of 17 years, the value of Bobby's investment is $700.13. Find the value of Bobby's investment at the end of 20 years. So they just want us to find the values of Bobby's investment at the end of 20 years. But we cannot find the value unless we get the R. If you get the R, we get the answer. So that's the trick part, examiner's trick. We are not given the rate. So because we're not given the rate, we have to find the rate. And this comes from the unit of money, and you're talking about compound interest, long-term plan. So we say amount is equal to principal into 1 plus rate divided by 100 power n. So the amount we have here is $700.13 is equal to principal, which is $500 into 1 plus rate, which is, we're not given, out of 100 power 17. Now let's find the rate. So you divide by 500, divide by 500, cancel. If you do that, you get 700.13 divided by 500, you get 1.40026 is equal to 1 plus r out of 100 power 17. Then to get rid of the power, you use 17th root. If you do that 17th root in your calculator, say shift, and then you go to where you have the symbol for square root. So you write the 17th, and then you write your answer, what you previously got. You will get your answer as 1.02000. I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then 796 is equal to 1 plus r out of 100. And then you take 1 the other side. So you get, if you take that, means you have 1.020000796 minus 1 is equal to r out of 100. Therefore, you get 0.020000796. Correct is equal to r out of 100. Then cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you will get 2.000796%, which is the same as 2%. Now use this to get the value of the investment after 20 years. So we'll say 500 into principal, which is principal is 500 plus r, which is 2% power 20. So you get your answer. So you say it is 500 into 2 divided by 100, 2 divided by 100. It's plus 1. You get 1.02 power 20. You get 1.48594736 times 500. You get 742. You get 742.973698. So your answer, if you round off, it will be 742.97. Correct. So that's the answer. Question 17. So question 18. We're going to the unit of Sacco theorem. This is called the Sacco theorem. Okay, Sacco theorem. And A, B, C, D, and E lie on a circle. Find the value of X, Y, Z. So let's go and now here we have just to know what we are given. So we have AB, which is a chord. AB is a chord. We say angles subtended by the same chord at the circumference are the same. So chord AB subtends angle ACB, which the same chord AB subtends angle AEB. Therefore, angle Y is 52. Because angle AEB is equal to angle ACB, which is 52, subtended by the same chord. That's it. So 52 degrees. And then we have angle X. Angle X, if you look pretty well, so we have angle X here. How do we get angle X? We say we have 52, we have 52. Then here we have 125 and 26. It's very simple. We have, look, if you look here, we have angle 125, we have angle 26. To get angle X, you just add sum of angles in a triangle. This triangle here. It's easy. So you say 180 degrees minus the sum of 125 and 26. That's it. 180 minus 151 degrees. What do you get? You get 29 degrees. So angle X is 29 degrees. Correct. So we have angle X as 29 degrees. And then we are left with one angle. So we are left with this angle Z. How do you get angle Z? How do you get angle Z now? If you look at angle Z, we have different properties here. So you can find angle Z in different style. First of all, we can find this angle here. And then maybe it can, if you find an angle here, plus that one, we will say they are supplementary. We can say they are supplementary. So one thing here, we can find this angle, which is 55. And then this one will be 125 degrees. And if you find that one, it's very simple. This angle 26 is the same as this because they're sharing their angle line. Chord AE subtend this angle, and also it subtend this angle here. So we have also this one as 26. So we have 26, we have 125. What do we have here? Here you have 29. This is 29. So we have 52, 29. What will be this angle? So we have 52, 29, and we need the whole of this angle. So we say 52 plus 29, you get 81. If it's 81 minus 180, that means it's minus 180, that means it's 99. Yeah, 99. So 99 minus 26, 99 minus 26, you will get 73. So this is 73. This angle only is 73 degrees. So therefore, this angle 73 and this one, they are opposite. They are opposite to each other. And we say opposite angles in quadrilaterals or in cyclic quadrilaterals, they are supplementary. Therefore, 180 minus 73, we can as well do that. So you say 180 minus 73 degrees, and you get 107 as an angle Z. We have found all the angles. Angle X is 29 degrees, angle Y is 52 degrees, and angle Z is 107 degrees. Correct. Number 19. Number 19, it says we're talking about the unit, still algebra. It's still the same algebra. This unit of algebra was highly tested in this paper. Algebra and subunit of functions. So we are going to do a lot of questions function. F of x is equal to x plus 1, g of x is 5 minus 2x, h of x is 2 power x. Find f negative 3. So you input f of x, f of x is equal to x plus 1. What's f negative 3? You say replace where x, you replace with negative 3, negative 3 plus 1, you get negative 2. You get your marks. The domain of g of x is negative 3, 0, 2. Domain means all values of x. They are inputs of a function. So therefore, if they are input of a function, you just take function g of x, which is 5 minus 2x, and then find when the value of x is negative 3, put 5 into minus 2 times negative 3, you get 5. 2 times negative 3, you get negative 6. So 5 minus 6, you get it's 5 plus 6. Laws of integers applied there, you get 11. That's the first. When g of x, the same g of x, 5 minus 2x, when x is 0, 5 minus 2 times 0, 2 times 0 is always 0. So 5 minus 0 is 5. So that's another one. And then we go to 2. G of x, the same thing g of x, which is 5 minus 2x when x is 2. So 5 minus 2 times 2, you say 5 minus 4, you get 1. So your answer will be g of x is equal to, the first answer is 11, and then we go to 5, and then we go to 1. Correct. So 11, 5, 1. And then we go to C. Find x when h of x is 1 over 32. So h of x, we know, find x when h of x is 1 over 32. So we understand that h of x is equal to 1 over 32. But our h of x function is 2 power x. So we have 2 power x is equal to 1 over 32. Change it in the same form so that our base, we have the same base. 32 in powers of 2 is the same as 2 power x is the same as 1 over 2 power 5. Change it in that form, so you have 2 power x is the same as 2 power negative 5. So what's the value of x? Simply because the base are the same, we also assume the powers to be the same. That's also a law of exponent. You have negative 5. So laws of exponent are applied here. Laws of indices. If you don't know what exponent means, indices or powers, some books call them exponents. Don't be confused. So D, find x when h inverse of x is equal to 3. We know h of x is equal to 2 power x. To find an inverse, we know h of x is the same as the values of range. So y is equal to 2 power x. There's an option. Find an inverse function. You can swap the variable. When I swap the variable, it becomes this. X is equal to 2 power y. Obviously, what they have said here, h inverse of x is 3. So that means my value, where there is y, I'll put 3. So what I'll do, I'll say just 2 power 3. What do you get? I'll get 8. That's it. That becomes my answer as x. Wow, pretty good. We got question 20. Which unit do they test from? Trigonometry. Yeah, candidate, this exam was super easy. Trigonometry. Okay, so in the trigonometry, what did they say? Say the diagram shows a quadrilateral ABCD. CD is 10 meters and DB is 12 meters. Angle DBA is equal to 90 degrees. Angle CDB is 56 and angle ADB is 34 degrees. Calculate the length of AB. Wow. We've been given the adjacent. They want the opposite and we have the angle. Naming is very important. That's hypotenuse. So which formula? You say SOHCAHTOA. So calculate the length of AB. So length of AB will be tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So you say tan 34 degrees is equal to opposite, which is O over 12 meters. Therefore, you say opposite is tan 34 times 12 meters. What do you get? Tangent 34 times 12. You end up getting 8.094, which is, the answer. 8.094 meters. B. Calculate the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Calculate the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. So, area of the quadrilateral ABCD, remember, is the area of, we'll have area of CBD. So we have the area of this one, which we call 1, area of CBD, and the area of ABD. So let's start with the area of CBD. Area of CBD, we'll use the sine rule because it's not, we'll use the sine rule because it's not a right angle triangle. So with this one, we use the sine rule. If you go to the formula on the first page, like on your exam, the formula is being given there. So sine rules. So we say, calculate the area of the quadrilateral ABC. So we say area of triangle, area of triangle CBD is a half AB sine angle D. So a half times A, which is 10 meters, times B, which is 12 meters, sine the angle, which is 56 degrees. You'll get the area as 49.74 square meters. Correct. And then we go to area of triangle ABD is equal to a half times the base is 12 meters times the height, which we got is 8.094 meters. What do you get? If you divide here, it's 6 meters times 8.094, you get 48.564 square meters. Then total area. Just show you're working like that. Math is very simple. 49.74 plus 48.564 square meters. Then if you add, you end up getting 98.304 square meters. So your answer will basically be 98.304 square meters. Correct. Question C. Calculate the perimeter of the quadrilateral ABCD. So to get the perimeter of quadrilateral ABCD, we have to get A, D, and we also have to get B, C. Those distance, because perimeter we say is the total distance around the shape, around the given shape. So the total distance around the given shape. So total distance around the shape. So we have to get BC, and to get BC, we're going to use the cosine rule. We're going to use the cosine rule because this is the tricky part. So we have this triangle. So we have C, B, and then D. So we are not given this distance, but we have this as 10 meter and this one as 12 meter, and then this is the angle 56. So we can use the cosine rule, whereby you name it a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos d, cos angle d. So we can call this one as b, we can call this as c, and then and then we are looking for this is a, we're looking for that a, which is bc. So therefore a squared, which is bc, we say b squared, which is 10 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 10 times 12 cos 56. That's it. So when you do that, a squared is 100 plus 144 minus 240 cos 56, which you end up getting 244 minus 240 cos 56. What do we get in that case? We get a squared is equal to, so you can find the square root to get the a, square root of 109.7937032, and you get a as 10.4747824905, which is the same as a is the same as 10.5 meters. So you get that one as a. So we got BC as 10.5 meters, and then we go to the other one, the triangle DBA. So triangle DBA looks like this. So we have this as 12 meters, and we have this as 8.094 meters, but and this is angle is 34 degrees. So we lack DA. Now simply we have the angle. We can use cosine. So to get AD, we say cos D is equal to, remember this is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. Cos of an angle is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Correct. Now we say cos 34 degrees is equal to dB, which is 12 over hypotenuse. Therefore, you just say the hypotenuse, which is AD, is equal to 12 divided by cos 34. If you do that, we say 12 divided by cos 34. What do you get? You get 14.5 meters. And then we now AD as 14.5 meters. Now we have the whole distance. What are you going to do as perimeter? We know perimeter is just add the distance around the shape. So we'll start with 10 plus 10.5 plus 8.094 plus 14.5. Yeah, that's it. So we have 10 plus 10.5 plus 8.094 plus 14.5. The total distance, what will it be? So 14.5 plus 8. So you have 10 plus 10.5 plus 8.094 plus 14.5. Our answer is 43.094. So our answer will be 43.094 meters as the perimeter. That's it. The answer can be rounded off to 43.1 meters. Correct, to 3 significant figures. Calculate the shortest distance from B to line AD. Wow. So to assume that line will be like this. If it comes this, obviously it will be 90. So therefore, we'll have to make our diagram here. We'll say you'll make a right angle. You'll have a right angle in that case. So you have BA, and then we have this side as 12 meters, and then we have 34 degrees, and then we have D. Therefore, we say we have 12 meters. So the 12 meter will be like your hypotenuse, and then we have 34. Now we're looking for the opposite. So we have the hypotenuse, opposite. Obviously, we use sine. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So we say sine 34 degrees will be equal to AB over 12 meters. So AB will be sine 34 times 12 meters. When you do that, what do you get? You get AB is 6.71 meters, which is 6.71 meters. Question 21, simplify. This comes from the unit of laws of indices. Correct. So when I'm multiplying this, remember this is the same as AB power m times CB power n. So in that case, you can multiply AC and keep B. Say you add n, m plus n. So this is the rule that we're going to apply here. Therefore, say 3 times 5, and then you keep t. Because you're multiplying, you say 5 plus 3. So you say 15t power 8. This is the answer, 15t power 8. You get 2 marks. Correct. Number B, 64 power 5 over 6. So this is the same as A power n, B, mn. You apply this law in solving this. So it's 64 power 5 over 6, U, 36 power 5 over 6. That's it. When you multiply this using your calculator, you will obviously get 32U power 30. And you get your answer, 32U power 30. You get your answer as that. Question 22. Question 22, it's called Venn diagram. This is called the Venn diagram. And this Venn diagram can also be used in probability and statistics. So you have number of students in a class, number of students who study geography, number of students who study history. The Venn diagram shows information about the 3 students in a class. One of the students in the class is picked at random. Find the probability that this student does not study geography and does not study history. So this does not study geography, it does not study history. It's here. Does not study geography and history. It's within the circle, but does not, it's outside, 5. So it's 5 out of 33. That's the probability. 5 out of the total. 5 out of 33. And then studies geography and studies history at the intersection. 13 out of the total, which are 33. Then we go to 2 of the students who study history are picked at random. Find the probability that 1 student also studies geography and 1 student does not study geography. So this is either way. It can be 1 student can be picked who studies geography and history, and another one studies only geography. So the first idea, they're both studying history. So the students who study history are picked at random. So find the probability that 1 student also studies geography. So both of them are studying history. So pick the first as they both studies history, and then pick the second as one studies geo. As one studies geo and the other doesn't. Correct. So we have this option. They are both studying history. So because both are studying history, it will be 13. Probability of picking both, it's 13 out of 20. Times, because these are two independent events, so 13 out of 20. And then the other one does not study So find the probability that one student also studies geography. So the one who studies geography, after one has been picked who studies both, the other one will be 7 out of 19. Or if the first one, we say find the probability that one student also studies geography and one student does not study geography. So if it's 1, that means 7 out of 20. If it's the other way, you say before you pick someone who studies history, you picked the first person who studies geography. You say 7 out of 20 times, so it will be times 13 out of 19. Correct. So these two events. Then what you need to do when you have independent events, you multiply together and then the product you add up. Scroll down. 13 times 7, what do you get? You get 91 out of 380 plus 91 out of 380. What do you get? You get 182 out of 380, which is 182 divided by 380. 91 out of 91 out of 190. Correct. That's equivalent. Question number 23. Again, algebra. And this is factorization. Concept you need to master quadratics, whereby you have concept of difference of two squares being tested here. Difference of two squares, so that when you see a squared minus b squared, this is equivalent to a minus b, a plus b. So factorize the numerator. H is common, h plus 4. Denominator, it's the difference of two squares. So therefore find the square root of each. Square root of h square minus square root of 16, you get h minus 4, which is the same as h plus 4. You open bracket h minus 4 and h plus 4. H plus 4, cancel there. Then you remain with h into h. You remain with h over h minus 4. Remain with h over h minus 4. Good job. H over h minus 4. Question 24. Ahmed walks 2 kilometers at a speed of x kilometer per hour. He then walks a further 3 kilometers at a speed of x plus 1 kilometer per hour. The total time he takes to walk the 5 kilometers is 1.25 hours. Show that 5x minus 15x minus 8 is equal to 0. This is very, very simple. So, in other words, we just need to find time for each. We have been given speed. So we say time is equal to distance divided by speed. The distance we're given is 2 kilometers. The speed is x. So that's the hour, 2 over x hours for the first journey. For the second journey, the same distance over speed. The distance is 3 kilometers, but the speed is x plus 1. If you add both of them, if you add these two, 2 over x plus 3 over x plus 1 is equal to 5 over 4. That's good. Then we cross multiply. When you cross multiply, we can come up with this. Let's have a single denominator, x plus 1. We will have 2 into x plus 1 plus 3x is equal to 5 over 4. When you multiply this, you have 2 into x plus 1 plus 3x is equal to, this is the same as x squared plus x over 5 over 4. If you cross multiply there, definitely you will have this as 2x plus 2, because you're multiplying 2 times x, 2 times 1, 2 plus 3x over x squared plus x is equal to 5 over 4. Collect like terms on the numerator. 3x plus 2x, you get 5x plus 2 over x squared plus x is equal to 5 over 4. Cross multiply this by there and that by there. So 4 times everything, 5x plus 2, and 5 times everything there. So what do you basically get is 4 into 5x plus 2 is equal to 5 into x squared plus x. When you multiply this, you get 20x plus 8 is equal to 5x squared plus 5x. Collect like terms so that you arrange it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So that means is 5x squared plus 5x minus 20x minus 8 is equal to 0. That means 5x squared minus 15x minus 8 is equal to 0. That's it. You get your 5 marks. This is how you do. And then B, find the value of x. Show all you are working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal place. Use the formula method. X is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. You have the values of a, b, and c. Value of a is 5, b is negative 15, and c is negative 8. So just install them. Just say 1 minus negative 15 plus or minus square root negative 15 square minus 4 times a, which is 5, times c, which is negative 8, divided by 2 times 5. If you do this, if you put it in the quadratic formula, you'll get your answer as 3.462 or negative 0.462. But we say find the value of x, we will choose the distance as positive. So our value of x will be 3.46. We'll take our value of x as positive answer. So if you take our value of x as positive answer, it says 3.46 because there is no way we will have a negative speed. Question 25. P is a point 80 and Q is a point 26. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. So, first of all, the first thing, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. This comes from the topic of coordinate geometry. It comes from the topic of coordinate geometry. So we need to find the midpoint first. Midpoint PQ. So we know the formula for finding midpoint: x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So midpoint x1 is 8, x2 is 20 divided by 2, 0 plus 6 divided by 2, 28 divided by 2, and 6 divided by 2, 14.3. That's the first. After finding this, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. Therefore, you find the gradient. Find the gradient of PQ. Find the gradient of PQ. How do you find the gradient of PQ? You say change of y over change of x. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is 6 minus 0 over 20 minus 8. 6 over 12, which is a half. And then you say now, okay, because this is a gradient of line PQ, and there's a line that is perpendicular bisector to PQ. So what happens, you say, because two lines are perpendicular, that means the product of their gradient is equal to negative 1. M1 times M2 is equal to negative 1. Therefore, if the gradient of line 1 is a half, what will the gradient of line 2? It will be, so multiply by 2, multiply by 2. M2 will be negative 2. Correct. Therefore, you will say y is equal to negative 2x plus c. And then take the points of midpoint and you put it in a line. So you say y is 3, and then negative 2 times 14 plus c. So 3 is equal to negative 28 plus c. Then c is equal to 31. 3 plus 28, which is 31. Therefore, y is equal to negative 2x plus 31. Y is equal to, scroll down, so y is equal to negative 2x plus 31. You get your answer. Question 26. This is called differentiation. The unit of differentiation. So, what you basically need to do, you have been given the derivative of your curve. Y is equal to, the equation is y is equal to ax power 11 plus 3x power b. And then find the value of a, b, and c. What you basically need to do, you say, let's differentiate. We'll say dy over dx is equal to 11ax, 11 minus, you get 10, plus 3bx, b minus 1. And then we don't have anything. So this, our derivative here, of the derivative of the curve, will be equal to the derivative that we're given here. So that you say it will be the same as 44x power 10 plus 18x power c. So find the value of a, b, and c. So we equate, we say 11ax power 10 is equal to 44x power 10. Because they both have the same powers, so we say 11 and 44 we can divide by 11, divide by 11. So we have ax power 10 is equal to 4x power 10. Therefore, a is equal to 4. That's the first thing we have gotten. And then we go to b. We have 3b, x, b minus 1 is equal to 18x power c. Now, we know for sure one thing here. We have 3b is equal to 18. So that's what we know. 3b is equal to 18. So you can divide by 3, coefficient. Both of this one is coefficient. So 3b is equal to 18. So to get b, you divide by 3, you get b is equal to 6. So our b is equal to, b is equal to 6. And then that's it. And then you say c, we have this x b minus 1 is equal to x c. Simply because the base are the same, laws of exponent. If the base are the same, also the powers are the same. So you say b minus 1 is equal to c. And we know the value of b. b is 6 minus 1 is equal to c. So c is 5. So a, what's a? Our a is 4, correct? Our b is 6, and our c is 5. You get your marks. Very good. Wow. Question number 27. This topic is called trigonometry. The diagram shows a cube. Calculate the angle between the diagonal AP and the base ABCD. Now, this is also they're playing with our brain. This is trigonometry. We're talking about a line making an angle with the base. That's it. And here is where you need to apply the knowledge of a line of projection. You have to project. So we have been told it's a cube. That means equal. The length are equal. AB is equal to BC is equal to CP. Perfect. After knowing that concept, we go to calculate the angle between the diagonal. We are not given. Remember, we don't know the hypotenuse AC. Very important. We need to find that because we've been told we have diagonal AP, which is making an angle with the base. So this is the angle that I'm talking about. So we'll have triangle. In the diagram, we have a right angle triangle. A, B, C, which AB is length and BC is length. To get this, which is AC, is the same as A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Length squared plus length squared is equal to C squared. So C squared is 2 length squared. To get the C, you find the square root. Therefore, C is same as square root of 2 length squared. So if you do that, it's the same as square root 2 length. This is the same as C. Now, in the diagram, we go back to the diagram. This is the same as square root 2 times length. And we have that height as length. What we basically do, we say, we form a triangle PAC. Let's draw triangle PAC. We'll draw our triangle. So we have this triangle APC or triangle PAC, and then this is length. This is root 2 length. Now we need to find the angle. So to find the angle, that's opposite, this is adjacent. We say tan A is equal to opposite, which is length over root 2 length. So length divided by length is 1. So we say tan A is 1 over root 2. And then we get A is equal to tangent inverse 1 over root 2. So angle A will be tangent inverse 1 over root 2, which is, the angle will be 35.26438.968, which the angle will be 35.26. If you find the tan inverse, so you can say 35.3 degrees. Correct. So that marks the end of our paper, and this paper was really long, but it can be done. So if you get the chance to go through the whole of this paper, May-June 2025, paper 4.2, and you need help on that, kindly tell a friend to tell a friend that Adamside is home for all Cambridge students. If you need help, one-on-one tutoring support for all math, science, and business subjects together with English, art, this is your place. Just stay connected. We have tutorials for all the subjects. We have guidelines. We will show you how to approach a question. We will show you the examiner's tricks, how they just twist questions for you to fail a simple question. And actually we will guide you and show you an easier way of approaching the same question in different style. It has been our passion to help students to perform well in their final exam. Either you are doing your IB exam, your Cambridge exam, this is home. Adamside is home for everything. Be a good ambassador. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share our YouTube channel to your fellow student in school, and you'll help every student to enjoy learning in school. That's our goal, to make sure we bridge the learning gaps in class and bring the happiness back to a candidate who is expecting to do his or her final examination. See you at the top champion, as when you'll be able to do your final exam and be able to answer all questions with confidence and have the best result. You know, Ivy League universities and colleges accepting you will be the first sign of your victory. I can't wait to see all the students from Africa achieving their goals. See you at the top. It's Mr. Adam. Bye bye.